Hi. Yeah, can I just ask which ad you're looking at? Okay, and have you seen a sex worker before? You have. I massage you top to toe, front to back, every muscle included. I can wear all sorts of lingerie. I have a nice collection here. Very pale, creamy, smooth skin. But I do like to pamper you all over. Yep, I'm blonde, so I'm about 5'4". 10:30 is perfect. What a nice way to start the day. I've been a sex worker now for over 14 years. Funny enough, I'm one of those sex workers that was always drawn to it, so I always used to look at the ads when I was younger. Generally, when I meet people, I say, well, I'm a sex worker. I just think, you know, life's too short. All pre-loved by hard-working sex workers, so they've all got a story. I've worked in everything from massage parlours, full-service brothels, a bit of B&D, stripping. I've worked for madams, I've worked for escort agencies. Now I work for myself. And that one I earned lots of money in.
What is it? Is it a top?
It's actually a top. Yeah, I bought it in New York.
Oh, I'm going to buy that.
Yeah.
Yourself or your friend?
I don't know, just because it's something that if I don't buy it, I know that I'll regret it later.
New South Wales is one of only 2 places in the world that has a decriminalised sex industry. So in principle, we can operate like any other business.
Well, this is the best stall.
There we go. So International Whores Day is on the 2nd of June, so we'll be marching down there. Come down and see us. Yeah. My pleasure. Have a lovely day. So if you want to come along.
A horse day?
Yes, actually. You'd be surprised where we are.
They actually do that?
Yes.
In our world today.
You've got that and I've got this. Sexual empowerment kind of drives me, I guess you could say. And that is because I think everyone has a right to sexual expression, and that includes people with disability.
There is this social misconception that people with disability are nice and quiet and quite pleasant. Sexuality and sexual expression is the last bastion in lots of ways. People with disability want connection and intimacy and touch.
When I first got to know Rachel, the light behind each other's eyes blew each other's cover. We clicked pretty quickly.
We set up Touching Base in early 2000 to bring 2 marginalised groups together to fight for each other's rights and to have a really clear, strong, powerful voice.
Good afternoon, people with disability. Denise speaking.
I was told that you might be able to help me with accessing a sex worker.
For some clients, it will be their first sexual experience, so seeing a sex worker is a way for them to learn about sex and what sex is and learn about their own bodies and what's possible. For other people, it can be just to meet the intimacy. What's the gender of the sex worker that you want to see?
A female, please.
Because I find that people don't want to talk to me about sex. They just want to know where they can get it.
And an outreach worker said, "John, do you think you might be interested?" I said, "Is the Pope a Catholic?"
I think a lot of us sex workers do see clients with disability. People just turn up, just like any other client, really. Word of mouth sets in, and then obviously the carers and support staff and the guys themselves talk amongst themselves. So I've had referrals from clients to each other. So about 50% of my client base now, I reckon, are people with disability.
About 9 years ago, I'd reached the point with my MS where I'd lost the use of my legs, I'd lost the use of my arms. I got a chin control to operate my motorised wheelchair. I'm a great planner, probably from my engineering background. And I would sit some days on the veranda at our place, staring into space, just thinking about ways of ending it all. I've got to get out of this. I lead a very active life.
Hello, John. How was your weekend?
I haven't got much movement, if any, below the neck, but there's plenty of life to be lived from the neck up. It's just gorgeous.
It looks like the summer gonna come back again. John is one of my regular customer.
And friend, darling.
Oh, actually, yes, he's a good friend too.
I think I've been seeing John over a year now. Well over a year. I really like seeing clients with disability. They can be quite diverse. Diverse in their personality, in their mobility, diverse in the services they want. Very diverse.
I'm a culture vulture. I get out to as many things as I can. Art, film, my own radio program. That's great. Mike, you've certainly developed some very visual and innovative techniques, such as the incredible rapid-fire finger flutter. You never really think of yourself as particularly sexy. Although I've got a beautiful red and orange wheelchair, it's not quite enough to make it on the level of being sexy.
It helps you to soothe your senses, soothe your body, soothe your senses.
Over all the years of the MS, the hardest thing to come to terms with is the loss of independence. By necessity, carers touching you. They're doing it as part of something which is practicality. Sure, there are occasionally affectionate pats on the back. They're all really beautiful.
I like the fact that my job always entails pleasure, making someone feel better about themselves, that they are the centre of someone's attention and they deserve to smile.
1, 2, 3. Up, yep. The zipper up. And then...
It's the only time during the day where I'm totally relieved of all pressure, so I'm free as a bird.
Touching Base has been able to start training, the first in the world, I believe, for sex workers.
We're developing this new process of educating ourselves about how to work with clients with disability, and there's not many external resources that you can lean on for that. We've kind of had to lean on each other.
Putting your thumbs through there and actually helping people when they're walking to assist them. You feel very secure, it's very sexy, and it means that if they do happen to fall down, it means that we can go into those assisted falls that Ramiro showed us before. If people just use their eyes, so this is yes and this is no. Would you like me to take off your pants? This is yes and this is no. Yes, okay, righty.
We're not used to asking yes or no questions. As sex workers, we're used to trying to induce a conversation with someone, which usually means asking an open question.
I actually hold the list that you will all aspire to be on. People ask me what I do quite often for a living, and I go, I pimp for people. And
The poorest pimp though, because she doesn't get paid.
when I do the education part of Touching Base, I talk about my experience. Oh, my first sexual experience was with a sex worker, and their jaw sort of drops and goes, but you're a girl, that was hard to organise for me. And I'm going, yeah, it was, but it was worth it in the end, because it was much better than, you know, a young man who didn't know what he was doing, really. I have cerebral palsy, I was born with it. There are days when I can't button up my own shirt. My legs will be stubborn on some occasions, like they'll bend up or they won't bend up. So it's about manoeuvre and it's about satisfaction for me, actually, to be honest.
I've been seeing someone actually, which has been really lovely. He lives interstate. It's actually really good that we get to speak on the phone so we don't get distracted by being so kind of hands-on.
I'm always in control at work, whereas in a relationship, in your private life, then, you know, it's two people. You have the pulling and pushing, so you can be vulnerable. My boundaries are different, and negotiating a whole different range of things and meeting each other's friends. I mean, that's the thing. I'm not just a sex worker, I'm actually someone who's quite out.
There's two schools of thought with your mates. There's either, yeah, good on you, mate, or that sort of lack of understanding, like, oh, you know, I couldn't do it. I'll be honest, the only time that I ever have any kind of sort of feeling about it is if she's got like an extended long booking. Okay, that's the only time. Like an hour, 2 hours, something like that is usually fine. But I do understand why it happens, and there are guys out there who don't have that opportunity, and she's great to be with, so it does. But that doesn't happen that often, and although she probably wished it did because she'd make a bit more money. Well, I'll call you if I need to pick you up.
As a partner of a sex worker, it takes a very strong, independent and fantastic person. And, you know, I can't compromise. So if someone can't support me through my occupational choices and respect me as an equal, then I don't want to be with them.
Well, tonight's really important. Tonight's important because I haven't seen Rachel for a while, since last year.
With a lot of my clients with different disabilities, they have to save for 3 months to see me. So I know that every moment that I'm with them is really precious. Well, tonight I have actually been in the hotel with a client for an hour. That was lovely. And where am I going? I'm going to the dark side. I'm going over the Harbour Bridge to the North Shore. Hey, John. Long time no see. How you going?
More gorgeous than last time.
Oh, thank you. You know how to get to me.
You're getting more gorgeous as the months roll on.
Ah, that's because it's been so many months.
And I get older.
I don't know. I think we're aging gracefully together.
I get older and boy dumb. The virgin.
Don't pop too soon.
No, I don't want to pop too soon.
Yes.
That's so nice.
It's been a while since I've been balancing on your bed.
I've got a very vivid image.
Ah, yeah.
So I think you're going to surprise me.
I don't know. What am I going to do with you tonight? It's been so long.
I've been looking forward to this night.
So I went shopping the other day. That's weird. There's been lots of really positive things that have been going on. certain mobility and movement he thought he had lost forever through MS, he's regained function.
It's absolutely astounding, neurologist I see, because it's virtually unheard of that sexual function returns. It's so beautiful. Thanks, love, very much. I had the best night on Tuesday. It was just a tremendous night of sex. Full on, and I think I performed better than a 22-year-old.
Oh, mate, good to hear.
The equipment all performed very well, and
making me blush.
So it's an incredible return from the wilderness.
A little bit of spring in this step.
The afterglow. It's made me feel like a real bloke again.
Too right, buddy.
I'll tell you, one good orgasm is better than 3 sessions with an OT sometimes.
Yeah, my mum loves Rachel. My mum thinks she's fantastic. She asked me all the questions. My mum said to me the other day, and she'll kill me for even mentioning this, she said, Matt, can you ask Rachel a question for me? And I said, what's that, Mum? I want to know about golden showers. Is that what they call them? Golden showers? I said, yes, Mum. Well, I don't think this is an appropriate discussion, Mum. She goes, no, I just want to know, how does she do it on command? How does that happen? I'm like, oh my God, Mum, I've got no idea. I don't even ask her those questions, but I'll find out. How about that? Oh, that'll be good. But she loves Rachel. She's fascinated by the whole thing. And of course, she sits there and says, if I had my time again.
That's what we want. Makes the world go round, pays the rent, feeds the kids.
When I started when I was 20, I just thought this would be great for a few years. But then I soon discovered that there's people that work into their 50s and into their 60s and 70s. It opened up my eyes that I didn't have to have a use-by date.
Have a little read.
And I got more and more involved in the rights of sex workers around the world.
No bad whores, just bad laws. No bad whores, just bad laws. If sex industry businesses are going to be treated the same as any other business, then the laws should treat them the same as well.
We keep getting all these people that talk about the sex industry being really bad for us and that we're all victims to try to cut the sex industry down.
They should be advocating for our rights, not discriminating against us.
There's a lot of people out there who have no right to speak about sex workers the way they do, and somehow because they're doctor such and such and doctor this, or they're associated with certain universities, they have a more powerful voice.
I mean, perhaps that's a really interesting bit of research in looking into what kind of background some of these people who hold such negative views towards the sex industry have. I mean, look at this, the spinster and her enemies, and anti-climax, a feminist perspective on the sexual revolution.
I don't think she's ever had a climax.
Rachel and I are studying to do a Masters by Research at the University of Sydney.
Our research is around sex workers in New South Wales providing services to clients with a disability. We will be experts in the field, both in Australia and globally. Hey, he told me I've got an HD, and then I said, fantastic, can you tell me what SALS is so I can tell him? I'm getting ready to go to Europe to present at the World Association of Sexology conference. Out of all the abstracts I put in, they didn't even want to know about my university research, they wanted to know about touching base. Always got to have one good working dress. Well, people think you have to wear Louis Vuitton, and it's hilarious. A good working dress is one that doesn't have too many buckles, zips, or catches. One that you can actually just slide off in a sexy way. I travel because I want to see the country. I travel because I want to see friends. I travel because I want to work there. And so sometimes you mix it up.
My stopover is in London and I couldn't resist the opportunity to visit the Baxter family. They've been in the media recently because the mum supports her son losing his virginity to a sex worker. Hello. Hi, I'm Rachel. I've got my sex worker hat off and I'm here to talk to them about touching base and also what their options are here in the UK. I've never met a sex worker before. Lucy is an adoptive mother of not only Otto Baxter, but 3 other boys who have Down syndrome.
That was the jackpot, wasn't it? Coming up with you. Because you're so beautiful, aren't you? Yes, you are.
It's me in my tuxedo.
Nice.
That's me there.
Oh, yeah. Great. What are you doing there, are they?
I had this belief that it was how they were treated, not the fact that they had Down syndrome. And so I've tried to model their lives on just the life of the boy next door.
Good guy.
All my children, you know, are fantastic, I think. Otto really wants a girlfriend. He wants the whole romantic package, really.
Yes, you have good muscles. Do you go to the gym?
Yeah, I always do.
Really?
I would like him to lose his virginity, because then it's over and done with.
Oh, I cannot wait. It's going to be great fun. So when it comes on, shut the windows, shut the curtains, and have some romantic, sexy music.
You know, the sort of anguish and damage that can be done to Otto, particularly if he sees everybody else, you know, having relationships, having sex, and he misses out.
It quite feels quite bad, actually. Quite terrible. Like a big dagger.
We're not saying it's the only option, but they do get safer sex education, they get a warm environment, and you know, we can build it up. Some people come in, they go, right, I want to lose my virginity now. We'll be like, great, please tell me at the beginning, because sometimes you get clients, able-bodied or not, where they tell you at the end, you think, oh my God, why didn't you tell me at the start, you know, and then we could have made it extra special for you. So
lovely.
Yeah, it's completely legal for a sex worker to come here.
Is it really?
Yes, it is. You can order in, like a pizza.
Yes.
So there's some
Just
media.
a pie shop.
That's right.
Like a big breast.
Yes.
And a bit of a tattoo. I like a bit of long legs. And lots of hand jobs.
So basically, we're an average guy.
Yeah.
Just like around the population.
Yes.
Yeah. And was that your first kiss?
It is. Not on my bed.
So, the terminology within the sex industry is different. In Australia, they might say, do you do anal or do you do Greek? So there's all these different terminology. It's like full service. It's like intercourse, basic vaginal intercourse.
Spain.
Well, there is a term, actually. Spanish is between the breasts. So if you're saying that you really like girls with big breasts,
I do.
there's something that, I don't know if you've ever thought about this, maybe we shouldn't talk about this in front of your mum, but where guys put their penis between the girl's breasts, and if they're together, then you rub them up. It's like a stimulating...
Fantastic.
So it's something for you to think about. Yeah. So it's called Spanish, so it's so there's all the frequently asked questions.
Do you do Egyptian?
There's no Egyptian. I'm sure you may create it.
Yeah. Egypt. Egypt sex.
Oh, look.
Oh, hello. Cheeky, cheeky. That's good for me.
It's pretty expensive to come fly to Sydney for a route. I think maybe you'd like to look around in England first.
Actually, yeah.
So, London.
London. Hot lesbians.
It sounds like a very good incentive for you to go to work if you would have had to pay a sex worker for it.
That'd be nice.
That you'd have to go to work to pay for your sessions. Would it be worth going to work to pay for your sessions?
I think so.
I'm obsessed with learning, and I really like meeting other sex workers and sex worker organisations from around the world.
That's fantastic.
Pia is one of my dearest friends. She lives in and works in Sweden.
Blocks away from
Even though we're on opposite sides of the world, we're always working for the same aims.
I have two favorite groups of clients. It's really lonely people and people with disabilities, and these two groups overlap a lot. I tend to form a very, very strong bond because I can't just, come and go on autopilot. These are people that very often has, for a long time, never been touched or never got to touch someone in something that is sexual or sensual. And I don't want to fake it with them. I want them to get, it needs to be real. I need to be there. There are no clients that makes me feel so happy afterwards, because then I really feel that, wow, I'm good at my job.
Cheers. Cheers. Nice to see you in the next country. She's a fantastic activist and has been working now for many years to try to change the laws in Sweden around sex work, known as the Swedish model.
The Swedish model is based on the assumption that there is no such thing as sex work out of free will. So the idea is that each purchase of a sexual service is violence against women, so they criminalize the client. It means we can't put out ads because then the newspapers can be charged of pimping. We can't rent an apartment because then the landlord can be charged of pimping. We can't work together because then we will be charged of pimping each other. So it just isolates us very much.
Hi, you Rachel?
A lot of girls are pushing their boundaries. We all have rules on how to work and things we will do and things we won't do. And now they will have to start crossing that line. And that line is what keeps us healthy and safe.
If we say that we actually enjoy our work and that we're just the happy hooker, that we've actually got a false consciousness and we're so damaged we don't actually realise that we are damaged. That's pretty awful.
A few months ago was that we had the Stockholm syndrome.
Oh,
I never heard that. So the clients are the kidnappers, and then yeah, and then you start to like it because
we start to like our clients. And
again, in their world, it's like, okay, disabled or not, a person is paying for a service from a sex worker for 1 hour. They think that it's 1 hour of penetration.
And I've never done 1 hour of penetration with a client.
I would die if I had to do that.
Yeah. It's pretty, isn't it? I've met thousands and thousands and thousands of sex workers around the world. I've been involved in the sex industry for over 17 years now. There's nothing unique about me. There's heaps of blondes, mid-30-year-olds who are in the sex industry. The only difference is that I'm willing to put it to camera because for a lot of people the discrimination and stigma is too great. I just wish I could be a whore sometimes because, I'd just love to have a year where you could just work and not deal with all this, but then you can't because there's only so many people doing it. So
yeah, no, and also it's like, I've been trying to give myself time off, but when you're not opening that mailbox, you're missing out on good stuff.
Yeah.
And you don't want to miss out on good stuff.
Yeah. The people attending this conference are generally medical practitioners, therapists and academics. How are you? I may be the only sex worker out and proud who is actually presenting here. So I don't even know where that will be. Oh look, in deviant behaviour, exotic dancing. Oh my God. They compared vaginal swabs of sex workers compared to the normal population. It's perpetuating that sex workers are vectors of disease. We're not seen as humans, we're seen as vaginal swabs.
Hi, Mom.
Imagine every new person you meet that, you basically have to say, I'm worth knowing. Even though I'm a sex worker, I'm worth knowing, please accept me. Every time you meet someone, you will have to make a decision. Am I going to tell her or him or not?
I'm a sex worker from Australia. No, I'm a sex worker.
Are you a doctor?
No, not yet. Yeah, no, I am masters in sexual health. I am a sex worker, but also do a lot of lobbying and activism.
So, but maybe I should ask this. So how much?
How much?
How much do you normally charge?
This is an organisation I have set up called Touching Base. It is getting worse in Sweden, and it is actually worse for us sex workers. People keep saying, oh, we're just criminalising the clients. You know, I really like my clients. The clients have been demonised around the world. And I also work very closely with clients with disability, and it is a hidden sector of the client population that no one really discusses.
You were at...
So I'll put the different organisations I'm a part of. Who's who?
Yes.
Oh, fantastic.
Rachel brings sort of a love for humanity and an ability to articulate life experiences with learning. And that is so unique to many others who come from a purely clinical academic background.
My boyfriend lives in Brisbane, so if you have any clients that you'd like to refer to me. Because of the discrimination and the stigma, no client ever wants to put his face to the name. But it's interesting because a lot of my clients with disability are willing and happy to speak out because they already face a lot of discrimination.
Do you reckon an inch is enough? Then I'm going to cut it off, and once I cut it off, your history.
In the beginning, when Mark was only very small, we didn't know what was wrong. It was just so lovely to think that everything was okay with his mind, and he was really able to understand. And from then on, those eyes, he has the most beautiful eyes, and they just used to tell you everything.
You happy with that? I'm going to lock it up because that's what you give him.
Mark and his father get on very well. Mark is quite funny, really. He's got quite a wit.
And I got a builder's hat, cut the top off. I made this up out of brake pipe out of a car.
Guys, ready yet for a drink?
We're ready. We've been waiting for half an hour.
Okay, there's a few goodies
Put
there.
that on my table over here.
Ready, Mark? Oh, I can't give it to you with that on. Okay.
His mum, Elaine, needs to be cloned, I've told her, because she's a woman who views her son as an adult and as a person who has full needs.
It's hard because with your other kids you don't have anything to do with their sex lives or whatever, but Mark needed that little bit of help.
Case. Mom was a bit unsure to begin with, but she didn't try to stop me or anything like that. But the conversation wasn't as bad as I thought it would be.
When we went to the first brothel, it was supposed to be wheelchair accessible, but really it wasn't. And I can remember having to carry Mark up these stairs and made it very difficult. But, and then I just broke down and cried the whole time I was there. Well, that was good. As the years have passed, I used to enjoy just waiting around for Mark and meeting the girls. It's just been part of life.
People do not understand the difference that sex makes. Part of having cerebral palsy is spasticity and muscle spasms. I need sex all the time to make my muscles relax. And I like sex.
If he gets something in his mind that he would like to do, and there are some rules and regulations that may not allow him to do things, he does push everyone's button to try and push for himself and for the rights of the others that can't do it for themselves. When he left school, he was given a spoon by a speech therapist, Anonita Scott. Mark keeps stirring, and I can assure you that's what he's done over the years.
Do you know how you were licking me before? And I was saying that that's just inappropriate because it's like a dog.
Should have known that was coming.
Rachel and I have been going out now for about 16 months, I guess.
I've just reached past my personal best in terms of having a long-term boyfriend.
Yay me.
Yay. So you had to, of course, be in the wrong state.
If I didn't have a son, it's highly likely that I'd move to Sydney.
Yeah.
But because
we've
I
got
do
him.
have a son and he's only 2.5, it's something
Yeah.
that I can't do. Brothels will be closed or suspended from trading under tough new laws set to be introduced in the state parliament this week.
What new law is that?
The move comes as brothel owners thumb their noses. Thumbs their nose.
For Matt and myself to move in together in Queensland somewhere is a lot more complex than just merging two households together. How I operate in New South Wales, where it's decriminalised, is not allowed. In fact, is illegal in Queensland. A single sex worker must not be found on premises with any other person. Police can legally harass you into agreeing to do a double booking, then charge you. Amazing. It's quite amazing. The discrimination never ends. And it makes me feel like a second-class citizen and silenced. I'd like to continue on to a PhD. I want to be Dr. Rachel Watton for many reasons. I suppose it's like beating them at their own game. I will be a sex worker. I will be an out and proud sex worker, and I will be Dr. Rachel Watton, sex worker.
Rachel Ann Watton.
I'm sure there'll be a few clients that will want to see me in my gown. I have to charge extra. I have a schoolgirl's uniform. Every now and then that gets pulled out. I can have undergraduate and postgraduate Rachel. I always said that when I graduated from Sydney Uni, I had to wear fishnets, and so here I am today. Lovely supervisor supported me into the diploma in the first place.
My little babies.
My mum does know I'm a sex worker. Shall I rip it apart now?
Oh no, you don't want everyone to have a look at
Well, what did you buy me, a vibrator?
No, it's something very practical. As I said,
Okay. She's really supportive, but she's more isolated than me, and I feel really bad for her. I can deal with the discrimination. I don't like it, but I know how to deal with it and cope with it, and I have many friends who can support me. This one's for Saul. Mum is really alone, and a lot of parents are alone, and a lot of partners are alone. Of course, she's worried about what I'm doing, and she can't be really chuffed or brag about me to her friends.
Here we go, Mom. $20, okay? Have a lovely day.
The flowers. Oh, you went up to the florist this morning. Mark bought me flowers today, and I asked him why, and he said he couldn't work out. I couldn't work out because it's not my birthday or what it was, but then we worked it out and he spelled it out. He's really buttering me up so that I'll give him more money for his birthday.
It has been my dream to have a woman stay in my bed overnight. It's something that other people get to enjoy and share.
Rachel's coming over today so that I can show her the ropes.
Hello, long time no see. I'm great. Nice to see you. Oh, it's much cooler in here.
Yeah.
Hello, how are you? Generally, as a sex worker, you never see people's parents.
You're doing very well for your first go.
Do you want some more? Okay. So on your birthday, what you'll be getting is banana.
Banana,
Yes.
sandwich.
Clients understand that Rachel is providing them a service.
Do you want a practice run? Yes. Such faith.
Rachel is not shocked by anything because...
You're right like that?
She sees them as people, but she sees them as people that want to explore themselves to the fullest.
Is that all right? Okay, yeah, we can do
I'd
that.
like to be a fly on the wall.
Have to charge you extra.
I've told Rachel she has to give me lots of notice of her retirement if it ever eventuates, because there would be clients that would be absolutely devastated.
No, I can't imagine giving up my clients. I enjoy what I do. As I've said, it's, you know, it's fun, it's interesting, it's a real honour to be able to be a part of their lives and to bring them some joy.
So have you decided what you're going to wear? No? Okay. Smooth enough? Huh? All right?
Now I'm going to put Uncle John on the phone happy birthday to you, okay?
Have a great day. Alright?
Yeah.
Don't do the things that I'd probably do.
Oh, you'd love what he's doing today, Uncle John.
What's he doing today?
Oh, well, we'll tell you after, eh? Smells nice. Okay. All right. What is it? 1. More. Will I check it? Sometimes you think, oh, it's a lot of money, but then Mark doesn't do anything else. He doesn't have fast cars, and these are things that we just take for granted as normal people. It's just so nice for Mark to be able to experience all this.
Hey! Happy birthday to you! Happy birthday to you! Hello.
Ideally would love him to have someone to be there for him.
Lead me to the pub.
Particularly now that we are getting older, and you know, he needs to have, everybody needs to have that certain somebody just to hold hands with.
So you like my hair? You just want to look at my ass, don't you?
I do not have a girlfriend, so I cannot share my feelings with just one person.
Thank you.
Rachel makes me feel like I have a girlfriend, but I know she is a sex worker.
G'day, I'm here.
Hello, you're late. What have you been doing?
I'm always late.
Yeah. Well, we've got
I'm
a lot
here.
of work here to do.
Got to get these, all won't be able to carry it. How hard do you want it?
Make it as hard as you can.
Yeah, oh, okay. What,
We always share a laugh. With all my clients, you speak about what's going on in your immediate life or things that you're planning for in the future, people's fears or expectations. I should be taking you out. It seems a bit backwards, doesn't it?
This will be the first time you've made a bed stroke. Oh, goes around the wrong way.
You're the woman, not me.
Ready? Go. Okay. 8 out of 10. Do I get a gold star? I'm always blessed with that. They trust me a lot. So I may be standing on someone's bed or holding onto the ceiling, or, you know, if someone has a limited mobility, then how are they ever going to be able to see up someone's dress? if that's a fantasy, I mean, it's a pretty harmless fantasy, but it's one I want to give someone if that's what they like. So, you know, they trust me to be able to stand above them. Are you okay there? Yes? You want juice? You're not choking? Okay. My gracious fear.
Geez, I might sleep here tonight instead.
Chockies, some petals.
I don't know. I've never seen anything like this before. The Queen wouldn't even get this, I don't think. I'd be a bit worried if she'd done that for me. Are these the fair dinkum ones?
Yes, of course they're they're fair dinkum ones.
Oh.
They're rose petals.
Yeah, they are too.
Yes. Beautiful. Hope you're learning from this spag.
Hello, how are you?
Hi, good, thank you.
I'm going to go home and probably blubber. No, I'll go home and think how lucky he is. I'm so happy for him.
Ah, nice. Oh, how lovely. Beautiful. God, your mum's done well. Happy birthday, Mark. Nice. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. This one. And the book that, yeah, my research is going, kind of. I have to banish myself from Sydney, I think. So, and just kind of focus and, you know, that. But yeah, I'll get back to you. Your book will be done before my research at this rate, so. Yeah. When you're in the middle of a sexual act with someone, you're hardly going to be bringing a communication board out. So it is about forming that bond and understanding and trying to be able to read what they want. Just one, two. Being able to preempt what someone will like and having that intuitive nature of knowing when to stop or when to change positions or that someone may like something. So you do, over time, get to know people's nuances with their body and how they behave and their sounds and their movements.
Rachel doesn't just help me physically, but will also spend time talking. Often we will talk when we are in bed, using letters, a piece of paper, and my eyes. I think my body is beautiful, and we'll make a movie and show people.
Oh yeah, look at you, just that was just Good morning. Do you know what he did me? It's good.
Oh yeah.
Happy birthday to you. Hello.
Beautiful.
I have my current partner, 3 ex-boyfriends, 4 current clients, and my mother all at today's event. Yeah, good. Hey. Matt, David. David used to be part of the Touching Base committee at most places. Oh, it's begun. Nice to see you. Here's a moment for you. Matt, this is Mark. Matt. Matt's my partner. And this is Mark's mother, Elaine. You can meet my mother in a minute too. This is my mum, and this is Elaine, his mum. Hello, how are you? Hello. How are you? I'm good, thank you very much.
Oh, follow the booth.
Yeah, that's good. One of the greatest things I've found with Touching Base is that everything that we're working towards is about making people feel better about themselves. Jimmy, here you go. Give me another. Hello.
What Rachel's been able to do for me in my life is to help me take control of the MS, being a companion on a sexual journey of basic human expression.
Thank you very much. All the achievements and the goals are uplifting, and we actually have been able to create positive change in the last decade.
I think this is a particularly interesting program because not only does it bring a lot of pleasure to a lot of people, but it actually undermines almost all of the stereotypes that we get in both of the areas of disability and sex work. And as a feminist, I often get myself into trouble with other feminists who don't like sex workers, and I'm very clear about the fact that I do, and I think they do an excellent job in the community, and I think we have to support them. I hope I made it straight.
And my wildest dream would be to have Touching Base in every state. So there'd be Touching Base Inc. Australia.
Thank you God for that.
And then from there, well, we've got 150 something countries to go to.